So I've been playing with the DX21 for about a week and realized that the presets are pretty boring, so I'm going to go through some of the basics of synthesizing on the DX21. So to get started, you're going to hit the Z button, which allows you to start editing, and you'll see all of the blue-purple functions start to work when you use this button. The key concepts here are going to be operators and algorithms. So you have 4 operators which function to give the patch all of the sound. They are independent to a degree, but they are bound into one algorithm. And you can use the 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons to turn on and off the operators. And you can see I'm playing through turning on and off some of the operators to show you how different they make the sound. And really, that's all because of the algorithm. And there are 8 algorithms mapped there where you can see how the operators are put into a chain. And the feedback loop really always connects to the 4th operator. So if you're adjusting the feedback, which is button number 6, it's not really going to do anything if you have the operator 4 turned off. And now I'm going through the algorithms, and you can hear the difference in how the sound plays differently through each. They are a little bit awkward, or the diagrams don't really paint the picture as well as I'd like them to be, but I think some of the lower ones seem more useful for what I like, which is just more of a feedback driven edgy sound. I think it's because everything goes through more of a serial link versus all the operators being a little bit more independent in the 6, 7, and 8 ones. Now you can hear what it sounds like, as I adjust the feedback from 1 to 7, and I think usually I probably would max it out all the time, but I'm going with a 6 on this sound right now. And there's just an example, if I shut off the 4th operator, how the feedback really just goes away. Now, some of the other things you can do at the entire patch level is you play with the modulation sensitivity. This allows you to change the pitch and the amplitude and the bias of your modulation wheel. It allows you to actually make the modulation wheel do some pretty cool things. Right now I'm kind of making it do some heavy distortion, which is, I guess, is what I'd call it. It's kind of fun. I didn't really get into the LFO. The LFO does allow you to change the wave from sine to triangle. There's a sawtooth and a saw and hold as well. Pretty useful. Again, that's done at the entire patch level versus each individual operator. So now we're getting into the individual tones or the individual operators and what you can do with them. So each operator, you can change the pitch and or the frequency ratio, as well as you can do detune. Navigating through the operators is a little bit weird, because once you turn on number 1G in the B bank, you can then adjust the operators, and you have to actually use the 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons on the A bank to swap between them. But while you're doing that, you're also turning off other operators, so you have to just make sure you see what operator you're changing, and then also make sure you have the appropriate operators on that you want to work with. So as you can see, as you start to play around, you can really open up some pretty good capabilities and make some sounds that sound, relatively analog, but you can also still keep a lot of that FM cool sound that is so important for the 80s. The one thing that you also will want to play with here is the envelopes. And the envelopes are a little bit weird because 0 is like full open, or like, 0 is the max, and 31 I think is the kind of the minimum. So it's kind of backwards from every other parameter on the synthesizer. However, once you get the hang of it, start playing around, you'll see that you can generate sounds that are more interesting than you'd think from a very budget synthesizer. So again, I would give this guy a chance if you find one at a flea market, and it's under $100, or if you just really want one. It is pretty cool, and it's pretty easy to work with. A little bit easier to navigate than the DX7. I guess Yamaha probably figured some things out, or just made it simple, or for a more basic audience. However, I think it's fun. We'll definitely do a comparison between the DX7 and the DX21 before too long. So do like and subscribe if you want more content like this.